My name is Linky Morobi. I was born in the Vaal Triangle. I studied in, my high school was actually in Lesotho, Mshoshotu High School. Then I went to the University of Lesotho. I didn't know what I wanted to do actually because I always love fashion. I come from a background of business. My mother was a businesswoman. So after I completed at the University of Lesotho, I started to help my mom at the shop. I didn't know what to do. One day I just felt like I want to pursue, I want to go to the factories. I started going to the factories in Cape Town. I started very small, but my mom could see this child is not going to pursue accounting. But I didn't say much because we were not liberated like our youngsters lately. So my mom saw that I'm very passionate, supported me, went to the factories. From the factories, this adrenaline became here. One day I was passing at the Carlton Center. There was this woman, Leanne Baber. The brand was called Makinaki. Just said, hey, don't you want to work with me? I like you. You know what I'm wearing? I said, yes, I'm wearing Cento from Italy. I love my brands. And from there, Leanne Baber introduced me to people and said, I want you to now start taking this seriously. I want to work with, I told Leanne actually that I want to work with a designer called Julian, who was the only designer then with Marc and Michael those days. It was like a dream, but I said, I want to work with Julian. One day when I was watching Top Billing, I said to one of my friends, Osdi Semenya, because I come from the Vaal, I said, that's where I want to be. By God's grace, one day I started to sell a few suits from Julian, and then I used to sell so quickly that Julian said to me, we need to speak to this lady from the Vaal. But I didn't want to have a job at all. I don't like to be salaried. But they said, no, we'll still give you clothes to sell from home. We want you to join us in the Rosebank. It was, I couldn't believe it. And as Julian just confirmed, they said, okay, letter of appointment. Here's Vasitsana, Peggy Sue. They are going to Sun City. You are going to dress them. That, just like that, that's where it started. I was introduced to all the Miss SA going to, with them at Sun City. It happened so fast in my life. And I had a daughter then, but fortunately I had someone taking care of her. I was hardly at home in the Vaal, and I met a lot of people. I can name Augustine, Johanna, Mahalimele, Zandile, Zalo, those days. It was like a dream coming through because this is what I've always wanted. And I had to dress all of those names that it happened so fast because I think this thing happened because I was ready. I was ready because there was nothing. I didn't want to do accounts. Yes, I knew marketing. I did a lot of things, but this was the part that I liked. And then I saw now we were into magazines. We didn't have Insta those days, magazines. And then until one day I heard that there's a lady who's waiting for me after work. I was rushing. I didn't have a car. So I said, hi, I'm Edith Venter. I said, hi, Edith, I know you. Linky, I want you to work with me now. I want you to do events with me. And this is the day I want you to receive dignitaries like Member of Parliament. I was not scared anymore because this thing, it was just coming top notch for me. And I had to just compose myself and say, God, this is what I've prayed for and I'm getting it. And I had to adjust very quickly. We did events. I remember in 2000 when Egoli was turning 2000, I was one of the people who worked with Edith. And then from there, what did I was introduced to Gavin Raja. I knew Gavin Raja when I was very young. Julian, Marc and Michael, before David. And there are Norman of the Boys, Jerry Ransedi. Oh, my list, I can go on and on. What I like about the industry, I'm in a stage now where I believe in myself, the exposure that I have. I know the challenges that are there when you have this experience like myself. You find that obviously you know that as a consultant in fashion, there are those who are there but they don't get along. But you have to try to pull it together. Don't take sides, because as a consultant, you work with everyone. Today you are here, tomorrow you are there. So for me, I had to work on that challenge and make it look so fabulous, because I didn't have a choice. I'm working with all these people, but I knew at the end of the day, they are rivals. We go to fashion week, we know you've done this fashion week, you can do this. When I started, there were politics. You've done Cape Town Fashion Week, you can do Sanlam Fashion Week. But because I understood, and I taught myself, this is my business. I want to understand the industry, because I'm not going to end here. I want to go further.
You can go.
In my industry, the advice that I can give now is I tried to be out there. I used to go to a lot of events. As I said, I didn't have a car. A lot of events. I had a lot of friends, so it was not a problem. I would sleep at my friend's house. I remember I slept at Basi's house then. I would sleep at... when you go to an event, just try and find out who are you seated next to. Just greet everybody. Just be nice. And just find out what they're doing and who you are. Present yourself to them and tell them, what are you doing for a living? Would you mind if I start somewhere and do something like this for you? And don't harass them, give them time if you have time, if they have time, if they want to talk to you. Sometimes they're not in a good space to talk to you, but you have to spot the people that you want to work with. You can't just choose anyone. You know your vision, you spot the people that you really want to work with. And one other thing that I can advise that you might not think about. Personally, I just wrote a proposal one day. I took it to as a fashion week, a fashion agent. Fashion agent is where we recruit young designers when they start. And then I said, okay, bring me the names of all these young designers. Then it was under the umbrella of SA Fashion Week in the Edgar's capsule in Sandton City. So what I've done, I did my research first. I said, look, I want to see the performance of South African designers being better. What are you going to do, Lingard? Don't worry. I already done my research. I did my research. I could write each and every designer, if even the new designer who was starting, like the new designer was Soba, was Air. I would write about Gert Johan Coetzee. I would write about Fundutsi, who is my friend. I had to write, it was very challenging. I had to write about designers. I remember I actually spotted that Air is two ladies from Pretoria, that these will go very far in the fashion industry, to my knowledge, and Soba, because as in what I was focusing as how a designer delivers on time. Because you can design whatever, we need delivery on time. I'm the front line of the fashion agent. If you didn't deliver on time, it was a challenge, but you must be able to spot. You must be able to look why you like certain designer. Some designers, you might not know them, but when you start working with them, maybe you write a report one day. I'm still looking for someone who will write a report just like Linky Morobi. I'll be gone tomorrow. I'm looking for someone who will write a report and to empower this country. I was giving back to the fashion industry, that this is what I can do. You can write a report. You can be out there, go to stores, ask questions, offer to do visual merchandising. I'm here as long as I'm still alive. I'm here Mentorship, I do it at school, fashion school. Because of COVID, I can't go to school. I've got like six students now that I used to help. They couldn't manage to pay their fees. I'm giving back, I'm helping them. But mainly I want them to come with their parents. I don't work with the student unless, if you don't have parents, you can come with your guardian, because sometimes we need the approval of parents. This industry is not an easy one. Most people, they don't take us seriously. You say you want to make a dress. Fortunately, I'm not a designer, and I sometimes I think I'm thankful to God that I didn't do design or what, because I'll be busy doing my own thing, not empowering the rest of South Africa